Coyote Culture is presented by the Cheyenne River Predator Hunters and TS Customs, precision firearms built for success. Lonnie and Damon turn back time.
Finally got to go out hunting with Lonnie
to recall Damon's first time behind the camera.
But I was kind of hoping that, maybe we were just going to get one coyote coming in.
That's all right now on Coyote Culture.
I'm Dayton Spiel, and you're watching Coyote Culture.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by Brotherhood Arms, guns, bows, and bullets.
On this day, we're heading out just right out my front door, basically. Had been hearing a bunch of coyotes on a pretty regular basis just right west of my house. Now, prior to this hunt, Damon and I had been talking at work and trying to get planned together to do some hunting.
Finally got to go out hunting with Lonnie.
This is his first time ever coming with me to go coyote hunting at all, and at that, first time running the camera.
This is my first day ever laying my eyes on the camera, actually.
I'm not just gonna let you get behind the gun right away. I wanna get your feet wet. You have to run the camera. Then once you kind of get used to the calling, that, we'll let you run the rifle. So Damon and I head over there, and we're sneaking in. We get in at a really good time. It's still dark out. We're using the cover of night to get in and get sat down where we're gonna sit.
We were set up on this side hill right on this fence line, and it was early in the morning.
I knew there was a bunch of coyotes over there, but I didn't know what we were getting ourselves into.
You never hear me say this probably more than once, but I was kind of hoping that, maybe we were just going to get one coyote coming in, maybe, and just a pretty easy, good one to learn on, get your feet under you, running the camera. But
I get my binoculars out and I'm doing a little glassing. It's still pretty dark out, and I see coyotes coming our way, 2 of them, and they're coming fast, and they're probably going to blow completely by. I knew we had enough light to get it done, but it wasn't ideal. I kicked the call on, and here they come. Well, these coyotes are coming in and we're following them. It's still pretty dang dark out, and they're coming in just like they're supposed to. They're coming in nice. All of a sudden, Damon's like, hey, there's some right here. I look over and there's a coyote standing right off to our left about 7,500 yards away. Well, I get swung over there. I was like, we'll take that one.
Well, I was kind of relieved. I finally got on one of them because I knew at this point in my head I was thinking, boy, if you mess this up, your gig is gone. You're never gonna.
He goes down, and as I'm watching this coyote, another one shows up right beside him. Well, Damon, he does a good job. He's going back to these other coyotes that we initially had coming in, but he doesn't notice this, the other one's sitting right there.
They were everywhere, and it was pretty unplanned. It was chaos.
That coyote's getting nervous. He's about ready to leave. I had to get him shot. Damon couldn't get him on the camera quick enough, so boom, we got 2 coyotes down. All the other coyotes that we had originally looked at, they scatter. Well, we keep calling. I kind of look behind me and I see there's another one coming behind us, working the ridge just right behind us, about 100 yards away.
Got all shuffled around and turned around as quietly as possible.
See him?
Yep.
He surprised us, but I'd say that one was a little easier to get on than the first 4 were.
What'd you think, Damon?
Coyotes in every direction.
You know, for Damon's first time around the camera, he actually did really well.
It was fun. It was chaos, but it should have been better footage than what it was.
Kind of felt bad for him because his first time running the camera had everything go like this happening, but actually did a pretty dang good job. He got 2 on camera, still got a triple. You know, I think I've only done that twice before this.
First time going out ever was a triple. That might have been kind of what hooked me. So that was the most intense coyote hunting experience I probably, you know, at least top 5. That was awesome.
You know, going back to what we do here at Coyote Culture, we're farmers, we're ranchers, our families farm, ranch, some of us farm and ranch. Where we were hunting and these 5 coyotes came, there was actually cows that were fall calving.
Exactly where those coyotes came from.
You know, some of them might only be 3 days old. And when you're doing that, having coyotes in the area is not an ideal situation.
You know, if we do love to do this, it's something we really enjoy, but the reason why we do it is to protect livestock, protect our well-being.
Right now, when the mom and dad are teaching their young how to hunt, that's what they're preying on.
And it definitely helps, you know, probably gives the rancher a little peace of mind knowing that, you know, there were 5, now there's 2.
It was an awesome reward for us, not only as hunters, but as producers as well.
This segment of Coyote Culture is brought to you by Swagger. Shoot with confidence. Shoot with Swagger. The bipod with moves.
In this hunt, Oren's out on his own. He's got the camera all by himself and he's self-filming, so he's packing camera and gun and calling the works out. And it's definitely a tough job when you're self-filming.
I walked in on this set about a half mile in, and when I got there, the only thing I really had to set up on was a little lone tree right on the side hill of this prairie dog town. Got sat down, got set up, got the camera up going, placed the call out ahead of me quite a ways, and used the prairie dog distress on it. And lo and behold, I didn't play it for very long at all, and this coyote came in from my right-hand side. I caught a glimpse of movement. He was just mousing around, looking in prairie dog holes, wondering where this excitement was coming from on this prairie dog town. That's one of the challenges about filming alone is, man, you're trying to do 10 jobs at once. In the midst of things, you want to make sure you get the coyote killed, but darn it, we're trying to get this on film. So once I had the camera on him and picked my rifle up, and as I moved my rifle over to get on him, I hit the tripod instantly. He looked right at me. You know, at the end of the day, it's one of them things where it's really satisfying to go out alone and be able to pull that off. Everything's got to kind of work out right. This dog not really knowing I was there and working from hole to hole and stuff really helped me out in this case, because they kept his attention going off of me, you know, onto them. So I was really proud that I was able to get this dog down.
Well, Oren got that dog down. You know, I wish them coyotes would cooperate a little more to make that self-filming a lot easier, but Oren did a good job and was able to get a coyote down. This next hunt, me and my brother Rocky are gonna go out and do some calling. I try to get out with him, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a year if I can. You know, Rock gets the call even more than I do, so he's real avid and knows what he's doing and can get coyotes down. So we were hunting some really rough river breaks, probably the roughest country we got up north. Rock had a machine with tracks on it. He can go dang near anywhere he wanted to in that snow. So we were quite a ways back up the Murrow River. We weren't having the greatest luck that day. We were getting on coyotes and we just couldn't really get them to respond to us. As we start this, we were sitting on a stand, and it was kind of the same scenario. This coyote's out there, you know, 500, 600, 700 yards, and he's on the backside of a draw, and he's just kind of skirting the edge of that snow bank. And he never really was ever interested in us. He wasn't going anywhere. He would look at us and listen to us, but we never ever really could get him to come in and Rock finally decided he was going to take a poke at him out there at 600 yards. Close, but not quite. After taking that long poke and try at that one, we got up and we moved and we set up on another long draw. We walked over the hill coming in there, and sure enough, right away there's a coyote busting us, and he's loping out of there as soon as we crested the hill. We set the call down on top of the hill that time and come down over and sat down, and Rock's transmitter wouldn't, the call was too high, it was too far back over the hill. So he had to get back up and go back over the hill again and move his call back to in range so his call would work. So we get the call back up and the call's running, and we're expecting this coyote to come down the draw at us and be probably down at the bottom of the creek. And to our surprise, he popped out on top, kind of up over top of the ridge, and he was coming hard when he was coming. He ran all the way down to the bottom, and he got stopped down at the bottom, and he looked up at me, and I wasn't real sure because he was behind a bunch of trees, you know, from the camera's perspective, but he was good and clear for Rock, and Rock took a shot. Run into the trees, and he kind of made a little circle, and he dropped over off the edge. And well, Rock was shooting a little 17, and I've been razzing him about shooting this little gun and coyotes getting away from him. So I was razzing him pretty hard about, geez, you just let one get away right in front of us. And he said, though I hit him right in the chest. He said he's gonna be right over there, right where he went out of sight. That's where he's gonna be. So we got gathered up and we actually went around a little bit in his machine and got closer to that creek because the snow was deep down there though. We played out. Yeah, Rock was right. Literally right as that coyote goes out of sight, he was laying right there. He was laying right off of that little drop off. There he is. It was a lot of work and a lot of calling on a snowy day to come out of there with this one coyote. Wished we would have had a better day, but you know, we still was able to get one. Anytime you can go out with your family and get coyotes is a good day calling coyotes.
Next time, Lonnie and Derek are out calling a familiar spot.
We'll be driving past it and there'll be coyotes out there.
And Derek masters the art of coyote ballet.
It's probably going to go down in the history books for coyote culture.
That's on the next episode of Coyote Culture.